Okay, you're not alone if you're reading something and you don't really comprehend what's being stated to you. But it says clear the denominators in the following partial fraction decomposition and determine the constant b. It says substitute a value of x or use the method of undetermined coefficients. And I don't know. I would say it's a toss-up between the two. Let's do it, though. Let's multiply both sides by the LCD. And I'm kind of staring at it. I see it. And I'll write that down for you. It's going to be minus 6x squared minus 30x minus 15. I want to point out what the LCD is. That's the LCD. All right? Now, what do you get on the right side? Well, you can get 1 times x plus 4 squared. Then you're going to get minus b. You get x plus 1. And then you get x minus 4. I'm sorry, not x minus 4, x plus 4. Minus 3 x plus 1. Okay, again, if I were starting the problem, you may say, oh, I want to try minus 1. If you try minus 1, I'll write that down for you. You're going to get, minus 6 plus 30 minus 15. Again, if you tried minus 1, the last two terms on the right side would disappear. And what are you going to get? You can get 3 squared, which is 9. Well, that doesn't really tell me much, other than the fact that, minus 6 plus 30 minus 15 is actually 9, and 9 does equal 9. So this didn't tell me anything. I'm going to erase it. Let's try another number. Let's try x equals minus 4. Well, looking at that, the first two differences, let's write that down, okay? So what does it give us? Minus 6 times 16 plus 120 minus 15 equals, well, the first two terms disappear, and what do you get? Well, you're going to get minus 3 times minus 3, which is going to be 9. Well, let's see what happens. What's minus 6 times 16? That's minus 60 and 36, so minus 96. And then plus 120, and then minus 15. Let's see, minus 96 and 120 is 24, and 24 minus 15 is 9. That didn't tell me anything. Let me erase. Someone says, I'm giving up now, nothing's working. Try another number. And I'm going to say, what might be a really easy number to choose? Why not just choose x to be 0? What are you going to get? Should be easy to do, by the way. Minus 15 on the left side. What do you get on the right side? You're going to get 16. Minus b. I don't know what b is yet. Then you get 1 times 4. 1 times 4 is 4. Then you get minus 3 times 1, which is 3. This doesn't look bad. I'll write it down for you. Minus 15 equals 13 minus 4b. Take away 13 from both sides. You can get minus 28 equals minus 4b. And b is equal to the number 7. All right, I do recommend looking at the answer key, by the way. And this is the answer key. Oh, by the way, in the answer key, I might have chosen a different x. It doesn't matter what x you choose. You choose your phone number, so you get the same answer. B is 7. I want to talk about method of undetermined coefficients, though. I find it to be more difficult and more tedious, but that doesn't mean you find it more difficult and tedious. What do? Clear the fraction. We get the same exact thing we over here. But then what do? You multiply things out, right? The problem with multiplying things out, to me, it's tedious. And when you get it, you'll eventually, combine like terms, yada, yada, yada. And then you got to match up the coefficients. So for example, you work through this, or you may want to look at the answer key. You eventually get over here, get over here, get over here. And the coefficients must match up. Now, so what does that mean? The minus 6 must be identical because the coefficient on the x squared term, 1 minus b. The minus 30 must be identical to 5 times 1 minus b. And the constant minus 15 must be identical to 13 minus 4b. Now granted, if you solve any of these equations, hopefully it's consistent, right? If it's not consistent, something's horribly wrong. Let me put this over here. Keep doing it over and over again, don't I? Let me get my eraser out, and we'll solve them separately. So let's take a look at this over here. If I solve this, take 1 from both sides, minus 7, b would equal 7. Okay, if I did this one over here, I divide both sides by 5 first. I get minus 6 equals 1 minus b. b has to be 7. Same thing. No surprise there. If I do this one over here, let's see, minus 28, take 13 from both sides, minus 4b. Gee, it's deja vu all over again, isn't it? You still get 7, all right? It's not a bad way of doing the problem. Your mileage may vary depending on what you want to do, by the way. Thank you.